What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Basic Series Superstar 50 Eva Marie, and as you can see, it is her first time in the line. Here we have her in the box. On the back, no real read-up, just another lovely picture of Eva Marie. On the back, other superstars in this wave include Mark Henry, RVD, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, and Rey Mysterio. Interesting thing to note, however, she is number 50. Mark Henry's 49. She would go right here. Van Dam, John Cena. Where's 53? 53 is not on the back of this, even though this is this wave. But anyway, that's her packaging. What I'm going to do now is take a little break, get her opened up, and we'll go on to the rest of her review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Eva Marie posed and out of the packaging. Now before we get onto the figure, let's get a good 360 of her. Alright, I'm going to just start off the review by saying I am not reviewing her in-ring skills or lack thereof. I am reviewing the figure. If you want to get my opinion on her wrestling, ask me on Facebook, ask me on Twitter, but I'm reviewing the figure in general, not her wrestling skills or, like I said, lack thereof. But anyway, here we have her out of the packaging, and surprisingly she has a lot of details that you'd actually miss out on if you didn't notice them or weren't looking for them. For starters, her hair is of really soft plastic, at least at the edges, or at the edge, because it drapes over her shoulder like that, and it does allow for some movement, but then when you get it out, it's just like flowing outwards. It looks a little better going this way, because it's still draping over her shoulder, and there is some detail underneath it, so that's pretty good. They at least thought of the under detail of the hair. She is wearing this black attire. You can see they went the lengths and painted her strings on the back. And yes, her attire does follow up onto the neck, so that's pretty good that they remembered that. Otherwise, that would be completely awkward on how her attire sticks to her body. But anyway, let's actually go into some of her details really fast. And there was some paint on her face, but like I said, let's go into some of her details really fast. The likeness is okay. It kind of sort of looks like Eva Marie. The camera focus really fast. Like I said, kind of sort of looks like Eva Marie. The nose isn't quite right. You can see her ring attire has this really nice green gem in it, and it is followed by an even lighter shade of green in the middle. The ring attire is nicely painted, although I kind of wish for her attire they sculpted it on, because it kind of looks weird in some spots, especially with the strings in the back. And then her armband, as you can see, a little bit of quality control. It's coming off onto her arm and a little above it, and that's a little unfortunate. It's pretty fine on this arm. Then if you look closely, she does have her belly button piercing. I don't know what I was about to say. It is there. It's painted on once again. Not a detail you'd expect to find on the figure, but it is there. Kind of wish the belt was a metallic green, but it stands out on the black. She has this newer paint for the tights that they're doing for the Diva figures. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It looks good from some angles. Actually, you know, I'm eating my words here. It actually works for it. Except in the back, that's kind of a letdown. It's better on this side than it is over here. As you can see, it doesn't quite match up. She is wearing these black pads. So that's Eva Marie for you. Let's actually zoom out so we can go on to her articulation. She does have the standard Diva articulation. And let's get the camera situated here so we can go on to her articulation. And by standard Diva articulation, she has a ball jointed head. She can look left, right, can't look up, can look down slightly. She can tilt her head left and right slightly. Arms on a ball joint, they go out to about that far. do a full 360. She spins at the bicep. Single jointed in the elbow, spins at the wrist. And you can see that the way she was impacting, there's some stress marks on her arm because the peg was pushing out like that. That's unfortunate. She has this ab crunch, well, chest joint, I should say, the diaphragm joint. Waist swivel, which I really hate this swivel. Let's go forward, back, and out. She spins at the thigh. She is single jointed at the knee, spins at the boot, and has a standard hinge ankle. So all the articulation you'd expect from a diva figure. What I'm going to do now is take a little break, get her pose up, and move on to my final thoughts, then we'll wrap up this review, so sit tight everyone. So here we have Eva Marie pose for my final thoughts, and overall, really nice figure. Like I said, I'm not going to criticize her on her lack of wrestling skills, but overall, a really gorgeous figure. I love the red hair, even though it's not her natural hair color. I do like red hair. It's one of my favorite things to see on a girl, but anyway, I like this figure. It's done relatively well. The only thing I would say is better paint apps. Yours might not have the same problems mine does, but, you know, that's just something you need to look for in a figure. Unfortunately, she is one per case like most diva figures, so chances of finding something to compare her against are pretty slim. But if you can find her, I say pick her up. She's not the greatest wrestler, but at the same time, you kind of need her in your display, especially if you're trying to fill out your roster. She is still on the roster somehow. I picked mine up at Target, which was really fortunate. I wasn't looking for her. She was just sitting on the peg, and I just snatched her up. If you can find her, pick her up. You won't be disappointed unless you don't like the character herself, but that's your personal preference. And this is King Dragons 5000 saying I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. 終わりを告げて静かに立ち上がる